What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Punch that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. The Miami Dolphins have a secret plan to compete for a Super Bowl this year. We're going to talk about that and more. Will they be able to accomplish what they're set out? We shall see, but we're going to break it down. I've noticed some things that I want to share with you all and also get your thoughts on it as well. Am I, reaching here, or, am I on to something? We're going to break it all down right here on TD Fins Talk. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We just hit a new threshold, by the way. Let me check it out. Yeah, we accomplished 32,300 subscribers. So another 100 subscribers added to the books, which is pretty dope. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe right now. We cover all things Miami Dolphins. I give my take and opinion on everything. I still have the Q&A questions that I asked you all from before, so we'll get into that on another stream probably tomorrow. But I want to break this down, okay? Your mic is cooked. Oh man. Oh, I think it was too high. I think my mic was too high. Let me check. I ain't even got my headphones on to see how I sound. All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. How does this sound now? I think I've corrected it, whatever that issue was. Let me know right now. How does the mic sound now? It's better. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe my daughter was in here playing, turned all the way up, which means, sometimes it's gonna be really bad. All right. Let me make sure, get my wires out, turn the gain down some more. Mic sounds good. Nick stuff. Oh, here I go with the Nick stuff. Give me a second. Make sure we here. Always got some issues. All right, you good, TD. Thanks, Jose. All right, let's get into it. If it continues, just let me know. We'll check it out. All right. And make sure though, if you are new to the channel, you go ahead and subscribe right now. Um, to TD Fans Talk. Yeah, all right, push this right. All right, no Dolphins Collective tonight. Yes, Dolphins Collective. Dolphins Collective will be starting in 30 minutes, so I only have 25 minutes. I only got 25 minutes to talk to y'all about what I'm thinking about. Okay? Hey, is it really that bad? Yes. Make sure all my levels good. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Gargled. Man, it happens, man. I'll figure it out. Something. Maybe I'm on the wrong. Y'all give me a second. I think I might actually just be on the wrong one. All right. All right. All right. That sounds better. Sounds better. I hope so. All right. Let's get into it, man. Enough with the mic stuff. Hopefully we fixed it. If not, we'll we'll figure it out eventually. All right, so the Miami Dolphins secret plan to compete for a Super Bowl this year. I've been sitting back thinking, um honestly what I've been thinking is what's wrong with Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel. The way that they've been acting is as if this team still has a great shot at winning a Super Bowl this year. And what I mean by that is, they're trying to win now. This is the message that he's giving us, is that they're trying to win now. And I keep saying, man, we lost too much to win now. We ain't win with what we had. So I start to think, okay, free agency is over for the most part, right? And the draft is taken care of. And now we got a better picture of our roster, and I know he's going to go get a few more pieces in free agency to round out the roster. And I'm looking at the roster, and I started to think to myself, you know what, let me get out of the lens of what we had and start to understand what we do have now. Not what we had, but what we have now. And how could this win? And I started to kind of see what they're trying to do this year. They're switching it up. They're obviously switching it up. So, you know how we keep thinking about this team as a team that you want to bend but don't break on defense. And then the offense, you want to try to have the Tyreek and Waddle show. That's just the reality, right? And I start looking at the moves they made. So they go get Kenneth Grant, obviously, to help the defense to make up for what they lost. No real addition there, right? But what I do know is that it definitely is going to help out in stopping the run. And then you get Jonah Savea. It's pronounced a whole different way, I just learned, but it is what it is. I'll learn it eventually. But you get Jonah, and that's going to help with the interior of the O-line, potentially even tackle because he's so versatile, right? You just know what the plan is there, right? But there's one move that stuck out to me the most. The Ollie move. I call him the Ollie. And the running back that we drafted, the big bruiser, right? The running back. That got my wheels spinning and thinking about, man, I see what they're trying to do. I see what the Dolphins are trying to do this year, and they actually believe they're going to be a better team through addition, through subtraction. And what do I mean by that? I think that the Miami Dolphins are going to take a totally different approach this year. And the approach is a little bit more like the Pittsburgh Steelers, but with the quarterback who has accuracy and weapons that can stretch the field on a consistent basis. So I started to think, okay, how can we be successful this year and actually win games? And I started saying to myself, well, there's some key things that you have to do. You have to be able to, number one, run the football. And I feel like that's exactly what they're going after. They've improved the trenches. I don't know about the tackle play. Patrick Paul still scares me, right? But they've improved the trenches, a little bit, right? Because you still missing out on Teron Armstead. But you do get Daniels at the right guard and potentially Jonah at the left guard. And I think overall you might have improved the O-line, right? But I think that the focus this year is going to be hand the ball off, hand the ball off, hand the ball off. And they're going to try to run the football, manage the clock, and try to wear teams down in the trenches. And we don't even have superior trenches, right? But I think that's what they're going to try to do this year. They're going to try to say, you know what? We got to stop trying to be this all pass happy team. We've already done our job with Tua, making people feel like, he's good enough, and we got to debate that. So let's stop putting attention on Tua, and let's focus on running the football. Running the football. And playing solid defense, particularly in the pass rush category and in the trenches, even though we're weak in the secondary, which we're probably going to go get a little bit of help in free agency. Some veterans, not great, but good and solid. And I think that's what the formula is going to be this year. Play solid defense. Anthony Weaver already proved he can have a top 10 defense. And let's be honest, Javon Holland wasn't playing his best football anyway. Now, Ramsey's going to always be a big blow. But that's the reality. That's all you lost. You got Kenneth Grant to replace Calais Campbell. But the real hit is Javon Holland, who wasn't playing his best football. And Ramsey is the real hit. Ramsey is really the only real hit. I don't even want to count Holland. Like, honestly, he wasn't even playing great football last year. That's a fact, okay? And I think Anthony Weaver can still – well, that's the key. That's what they're going to hinge on. Weaver having a top 10 defense. Bending but not breaking. Giving up some yards but settling for field goals instead of touchdowns. That's what the goal is going to be. And they're going to try to do their very best to limit Tua's passing. They're going to probably try to have him between 17 to 23 passes a game. No more 28, 35. No, 17 to 22 passes a game for Tua. Running the football, that's how they're going to try to win. Milk the clock. Instead of both teams having 10 possessions, let's get that around 7 or 8. Let's eat the clock, make it a 7 to 8 possession game, and run the football and play great defense and see who can be the more disciplined team. It's the Mike Tomlin approach. It's been the Chargers approach the last year. See, you can win games like this, and I think that's what the Dolphins are going for. Now, here's the kickback with that type of team. It only takes you but so far. The discipline in running the football, playing good defense gets you to the playoffs potentially. I'm not saying we're going to go, but this is what they believe, and I think this is the direction that they're going to be headed in. But when you get in the playoffs, that formula still doesn't work. Pittsburgh is showing you that. The Chargers even showed you that. So it's like more of the same, but different. Same poop, different restroom. And I think that's the approach that they're going to try to take this year. Let's run this football, man. Let's get back to that. Play action. Make some plays downfield here and there. And let's try to win enough games to get into the playoffs. But again, this formula still does not work in the playoffs. It doesn't. And that's where I think that they're ultimately going to be making a mistake here because, and you know what? Let me back up off of that. They're not making a mistake. They just feel like that's the formula this year. And if it doesn't work, hey, they're still going to continue to build next year. And I told you all, at the end of the day, can we start acknowledging now we are rebuilding? Because when you really look at it, we brought in young pieces. Everything Chris Grier did was for the future. These moves weren't for the now. I mean, they're going to help now, but it was for the future. If it was for the now, we would have picked a player in the 3rd and the 4th round. But it's for the future. And I actually like that. I'm not one of those individuals that's opposed to it. It was just interesting that everything that everybody scoffed at during the draft, I was like, that's actually a good move. Oh, that's a good pick. Oh, that's a good trade out. I don't know what it is, but I was a complete opposite of a lot of people in that regard. I thought that this was one of Chris Grier's best drafts ever that I've witnessed because he didn't panic and treat the offseason as if he's about to get fired. He did absolutely what was best for the organization, whether he got fired or not. And that's what I got to respect. I have to respect that. I just didn't see it happening. But that's some stand-up stuff. And that's the type of stuff that helps you extend your job. Doing what's right. But the Dolphins are rebuilding, y'all. And at the end of the day, this is the secret plan that they have. They're not going to be we're going to be stretching the field, Tyreek Waddle all day. I think it's more so ground and pound, opportunity, take a shot. That's what they're banking on this year. That's what they're going to try to do. Get meaner, get tougher in the trenches, and try to, match the other team's intensity. That's what the Dolphins are going to bring to the table this year. Now, will it work? I don't know. But it is a formula to win games in the regular season. But in the playoffs, it's mano a mano. You got nothing but teams that are doing the same thing. Now, who does it better? Typically the team that's done it the longest, that's been doing it for a while. And that's where we don't compete. We're just going to finally try this. That's what I believe. That's the approach I believe the Dolphins are going to take. And I agree, CB, it should have been the plan all along, but you didn't have tough enough trenches. I think the addition of Daniels and Jonah, and Patrick Paul is tough, but the addition of those guys will help you have that tough identity. The problem is these guys are still young. You got to remember that these guys are still young, but it makes it a little bit more promising for the future. That's why I keep mentioning the future. It makes it more promising for the future. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to get back excited about the future, but still a lot of unknowns. Like, I'm not gonna fret this year and next year. I know a lot of people will, but I won't, because I don't actually have the expectations of a Super Bowl this year. Now I'm gonna open up my mind and fandom to be surprised, but I don't have that expectation. That expectation is come and gone. The rebuild officially failed. Now we're in a rebuild 2.0. Because everybody that we had for the original build, they will be gone by next year. Only thing that'll be left is Austin Jackson, Tua Tagovailoa, and a Jalen Waddle. That's it. And they got to have conversations about Austin Jackson's contract. So, and that's if Tua's still here. He got to stay healthy. Because if he stays healthy, no matter how bad he plays or how good he plays, they're going to continue down the road with him. They're going to try their best to prove to everybody, oh, this is it. Whether they're right or wrong. That's why he has to stay healthy. He doesn't stay healthy, they don't have an excuse for him. So that's what the Dolphins, I believe, their secret plan is this year, how they want to approach the game and how they want to attack it. And it's a good approach, but it still doesn't settle the playoffs. Unless this approach can get you enough games to get some home games in the playoffs. But we shall see. We don't know. We don't know. No clue. But time always tells, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the day, we're going to be a Dolphin fan through and through no matter what. Okay? CB said Dolphin fans are jumping ship. Well, they're not Dolphin fans, man. Fans don't jump ship. They just complain and get mad. That's what fans are supposed to do. Like I've been mad for the last 4 years, 5 years. Yeah, I've been mad for the last 5 years because I already knew what was to come. I already knew what was to come. I told you all 5 years ago. People start hating me for saying it, and I said, "Can y'all stop getting mad and throwing tantrums and hating me and let time tell?" Here we are 5 years later. The rebuild failed. Them people are nowhere to be found. You know why? Because I don't like poking the bear at people, but it's just immaturity. The people that can't listen to somebody else's opinion without losing their mind and allowing time to tell. That's always baffled me. This team is going to be this. No, they're not. You an idiot. I can't stand you. I'll never listen to you again. Leave. 5 years later, time tell that I was right. Oh, I've been stopped listening to that clown. He don't know football. They don't even remember what they left for and how they were wrong. ABAB said, TD, but didn't you say get Watson? Remember? Absolutely. Nobody's batting 1,000. Nobody's batting 1,000. See, and that's the difference between me and a lot of people. I open up the possibility that I could be wrong, but that's why my famous coined saying, time always tells. Time always tells. And when I'm wrong, hey, y'all, I was wrong. When I'm right, ain't nobody on the other end to say, hey, you were right. But I do salute you, AB. AB been giving me the business for a few years now, but he rocking. Mike is messing up, brother. I don't know if you just came in, Joel, and you started at the beginning. Maybe that's when it's messing up. I'm not sure if it's messing up now. Everybody says it sounds good now, so maybe you came in late. Not sure. If y'all don't like Tua's arm, wait till you see Ewers' arm. Ewers has inaccuracies over the middle of the field, and that's Tua's strength, accuracy over the middle of the field. But Ewers can throw outside the numbers, and Ewers can fling the ball deep. So, he's a raw product too. He's a raw product too. Of course, I love trolling Tua in the ears and be like, oh, we got a franchise quarterback. Boy, they already mad at me. TD says Dolphins Super Bowl every year. I didn't say we're going to win a Super Bowl. I'm just telling you the Miami Dolphins secret plan to compete for a Super Bowl this year. This is what they think is going to actually take them the distance. This is what they believe is going to take them the distance. And I think this is the approach that they're going to exercise. I like it, but we'll see if it works. And like CB said earlier, it should have been the approach all along, because having Tua throw the ball up and down the field all day, that ain't balance on the team. It's not like he's the guy that's going to carry the team. You need a good balance. Don't put it on. You know what? Here's the revelation. Don't put the game on him, because he hasn't shown. I mean, he had maybe like 1 or 2 games he's done something with putting it on him, like Baltimore and stuff like that. But overall, don't put the game on him. Just allow him to go along and do his job. Don't ask him to do any more. And by implementing or trying to have a focal point of the run game, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. It's that simple. All right. Tua is a backup too. LOL. Yes. Listen, he's our starter. Okay. He's our starter. It's that simple. All right. Tua's strength is playing poorly 6 games a year and not getting cut. I used to disagree with TD, but now I see what he says is the truth. Time will tell. It always does, man. And everything I say isn't the truth. At least I don't be knowing it at the time. But sometimes I be wrong. But I will tell you this, not to toot my own horn, but I am right more than I'm wrong. I be keeping count, because some things are just common sense. Some things are common sense. I've been told y'all a while back, you cannot build around a good enough not to be good enough quarterback. And because I've always said this, you can load your roster around a guy who's above average. No. Let's just say good, because he sometimes he's better than above average. He's just good, right? You can load your roster around him. But what happens when you get to the playoffs? Like, and this is what I keep trying to preach to people. Oh, we need to fix the O-line. Okay, if we fix the O-line, we fix the defense, we fix everything y'all want to fix. This is what I ask you. If our O-line is fixed, the other team we playing in the playoffs, O-line is good too. Our running game is popping. The other team in the NFL run game is popping too. Oh, we got good wide receivers. The other team got good wide receivers too, but we're a top 10 defense. They top 10 too. We're 7, they 8. We're 8, they 7, whatever. Because when you get in the playoffs, a lot of those teams, those elements start to get closer and closer. It stopped being the 26 versus the 12 team. It start to be 4 versus 6. It start to be 3 versus 2. And when the whole team is loaded, and 2 heavyweights got to go up against each other, I keep telling y'all, that's when it's going to come up to the quarterback. Now, some people want to take it a little further. Well, coaching, the further you get in the playoffs, you tend to have better coaches against better coaches. And sometimes it ends up being the quarterback. That's been my point all along. This is what I mean about quarterbacks is good enough not to be good enough. This is what you find in the playoffs. Glenn said the difference could be if you playing at home. No. Listen, what I've come to learn is I don't care nothing about whether you play at home or not in the playoffs. It's juggernaut against juggernaut. Good team against good team. What are you going to do? Whether you on the road or at home. Whether you on the road or at home. We're going to sit here and act like Washington didn't make it to the NFC Championship game on the road a few times. We're going to sit here and act like they didn't with a lesser of a team because it came down to the quarterback. Quarterback is the most important position, man, but it is a dependent position. I understand that factor of it. It does, the better the O-line, the better chance the quarterback has, the better the weapons. I get all of that. But some guys are out here doing more with less. And there's levels to this. So this year, I like the approach because you stop putting the onus on Tua to prove that he can get you over the hump, and you put more onus on what's around him and realize and face the facts that you got a guy that needs to just be into his job and what he need to do and hope he don't mess up. But now, knowing that he has a history in the big games of messing up, because, nobody talk about that either. In the big games, Tua mess up a lot too. In the big games, Tua messes up. Every January, most Decembers, he mess up a lot in the big games. Nobody talks about that much. But they've come to that realization that he ain't perfect either in the big games. So now we need to put the onus on the run game. That needs to be the biggest factor on this roster, the run game. And if they can solidify that, it'll help. Well, and y'all think that year 3 years ago where we had that phenomenal offense, that it was just the passing game was phenomenal? All of that was because of the run game. All of it was because of the run game. Glenn said that game came down to overall trim. Philly had a lot better team. Washington only thing kept them, in the game was QB, but they were going to win. Well, yeah, you're actually making my point, Glenn. Only thing kept them in the game was the QB. See, that's when you got a franchise quarterback. Even when you losing, the only thing that's keeping you in the game is the quarterback. That's when you got a franchise quarterback. When the Dolphins lose, can you say that? First of all, we ain't even in the game when we lose. we ain't typically even in the game when we lose. So I guess that answers it right there. With these guards, this year might be good for run game. Maybe. My thing is, I'm really just looking forward to seeing what Patrick Paul does. I'm in trouble. I'm about to be late for Dolphins Collective. All right. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. Y'all get over to Dolphins Collective right now and spam the chat and say TD sent me. All right. The link is right there at the top of the chat. Okay. You can see it pinned at the top of the chat. Get over to the Dolphins Collective right now while me, Omar, Poopar, and Doug, we break it all down. All right. Thanks for those who sent the super chat. Want you to know this stream was powered by BetUS. Take advantage of a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. And boy, oh boy, man, I missed out on this Jackson Dart plus 180. Y'all remember this? I missed out on it. Jackson Dart plus 180. Man, Richie tried to tell me and I ain't get it. But go to BetUS. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Make sure that you gamble responsibly. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. I'll see y'all on Dolphins Collective right now. Peace. I'm out.